Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on June the 28th, Friday, the year 2019. Let's talk trading. Weekly wrap up and monthly wrap up. End of June, as far as trading goes. And I hope for the entire month of June you have had excellent money and risk management. How could you not? If you watch my videos every day, I am repeating this screen. So through repetition, it becomes habit. So let's take a quick look at the week here. You can see we broke above the previous week's high. We're 43 pips above the high and above the previous week's high and 33 pips off the current high. As far as gaps filling, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that failed to fill the gap. So hopefully if you took any of those trades, you did have a chance to take profit even though the gap did not fill. And since this is the monthly, let's take a quick look here. You can see we're going to have a turn trade on the month. So look for a price to continue in an upward motion, even if it's not much. But you see we're coming off a low here, even though this is the low from that first trading day of the year, which was pretty crazy. But you can see here we put in a low last month, put in a little bit lower low this month, but then we reversed course and went up for the month. And on the daily, it looks like we're going to close green for the month and possibly for the week too. And looks like we have a chance of closing green for the day right here. But we're still 286 pips below that yearly open. And notice on this chart, we opened below the previous day's midpoint. It went up and crossed above it, but then couldn't hold, crossed down below. So once again, showing the previous day's midpoint is a good indicator for which way to trade and when to trade. Now we can see here, we've got the first day of the month, which we touched the high. First day of the month's range, we touched that first day of the month high here. You see we bounced off it. We got back into the range of the first day of the week. You see here we shot above it. We closed above it 2 days, and today we came back into it and then shot above it again. So it's very interesting, this first day of the week, first day of the month, these ranges. And of course, we still have the first day of the year, but we're still 101 pips away from that low. And we're way above the monthly open here. And we're showing that once again we're out of that range, but we're still below all the other ranges, first day of the month, trading day of the month ranges. And we are way above that inside bar here. You see we just touched it, that daily inside bar right there, and then bounced off of that high. Once again, looking at the inside bars, you see that there was plenty of opportunities for the day, for the week, and for the month. And there still will be starting next month, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, we won't have an inside bar. And looking at the range, it's anemic. I think they're waiting for the G20, but you see no pairs over 100. Yesterday looked like a doji here on the euro yen, and right now today is looking like a doji. We're right around that open. So you can see here we didn't make it through the upper wick zone, but we made it through the lower wick zone right there. And you can see here we've got price coming down on the euro yen. This hour, last hour we put in the highest open, and that's a nice trade happening right now. Okay, the pivot point was just slightly above the buy zone, so no real bias. Taking that short entry here, you see you took some heat, but it did hit that pivot point that had been missed, so that's been taken out. And you can see here we're crossing below the daily open. There was a couple of buy zone trades that looked like a scratch. There was some profit to be made here. A pro trade, if you were so inclined, yielded a nice profit. Okay, rat zone, 49 pip range. Not that much, but we're now entering the green rat zone, so any red rats should have been eating nicely here. Now get ready for the green rats to take over. And once again, we took out that pivot. We hit yesterday's pivot. So we took out two pivots with that move of price today. Right here and here. You see you can see we still have some missed pivots up here. Oh, probably I should go back to that screen. And let's just take a look here at the weekly pivot, because I do believe I had mentioned that earlier this month about the weekly pivots. And you can see here we took them out. So price closed here. There was a nice pivot down here at 121.71. So anybody taking that short is paid off. And you can see how infrequent weekly pivots get missed. And just for giggles, you see here that monthly pivot last month didn't get hit, but as you can see, these pivots, there's not too many years up here. So monthly pivots, something to look at. And sometimes you might have to wait a whole month for it to get taken out. Price action, 3-ball at the bottom, green at the line, or pro trade here. Once again, price doesn't like staying in these levels here for the euro yen based on the H1 bar, based on its range. You can see even here with the small range bar, it started here, didn't like staying in this area. It's just one of those trades that are so simple, especially if you're scalping. You're an action junkie. I mean, here you have it. I mean, you might have gotten wiggled on this trade. You turn around, you made it back. It's It's pretty simple, but then again, you see you got a one ball here. You probably wouldn't want to trade against it. So just like here, you got the one ball pro trade at the line, regular trade right here, short, picked up 10 plus pips. You could be out and banking the profit. Of course, remember, fellow traders, these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results might be different than mine. So if you can actually find one, seek help, professional help from a professional financial investment advisor, right? As you can see here, even though the wick zone was taking up most of the candle range because it was a doji, price still doesn't like staying in the wick zone. It still had to come out. You can see here on just a simple trading screen using the previous day, week, and month open, high, and low lines, just trading with price action at the line. Once again, proving to be profitable. And once again, using midpoints for a bias, open below the midpoint, short could be put on. Here, open above the midpoint, you can go long. You see here it crossed the midpoint, crossed and closed above, showing a strong bias to the upside. Now there was some movement right here, about 6 pips. You can see where the bid crossed above the valley of the ask, and prices continuing to move up at the moment. Whoops. Not ready for that. Here we go. Just open the trading portfolio. It gave you a short right here, another one here, and you can see you could take some pips off the table. Now we're right back almost to where we started. The weekly buy zone, you can see here, crossing, and then finally making its move. Remember, when you're doing this, you're looking at the average range or frequency distribution range of the pair you're trading. In this case, it's the euro yen. You see average 169. Frequency distribution, I don't remember what the most was, but it was up there. So you can see from here, we hadn't quite made that average range. So you just keep trading in the direction of that last cross of the weekly open. I've got the 4-hour chart so you can see it. We could also switch to the 1-hour chart, and we can scrunch the chart to see the price action for the week there. But once again, just trading with candle color at the line. You can see here, or if you wait, you can go in the buy zone and short zone. And you can see here 124 for the week, which is below the average. Daily range right now is 50. But once again, showing how these ATRs, the open minus open plus the ATRs, are really good targets, nice areas to take profit. That's part of the money management side. And just looking at the opens, they were pretty tight. Price goes up, price goes down off of those opens. And looking at the high lows, determining if price is taking out highs or lows, whether or not it's moving up or down. So that's it for the week and the month, fellow traders. I hope you have a good one. Enjoy your weekend. Make sure you come back safe and sound. And remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So when you come back next week, drain the banks.